a live watch along of the League One playoff first leg between Sheffield Wednesday and Sunderland. Semi-final first leg from Stadium of Light in Sunderland between Wednesday and Sunderland. Hopefully it'll be a good game. We don't know who will win, but we'll wait and see. The first goal will be key. And the bench. Yeah, the team is Peacock, Farrell, Palmer, Story, Dean, Hutchinson, Johnson, Byers, Alongo, Bannon, Berahino and Gregory. The Sunderland team is Patterson, Wright, Bath, Cricky, Gooch, Evans, Onai, Clark, Robertson, Pritchard, Stewart. That is your Sunderland team to play Wednesday tonight. Guys, go and vote in the chat who you think will win, Sunderland or Sheffield Wednesday, to get the lead into the second leg, or it'll be a draw. I don't agree with that. Giants. Sunderland, I wouldn't call him a giant.
Is a vital commodity tonight. Well, this stadium in a city where football is the obsession, and this city has come out.
Boo! Sunderland shite! Sunderland shite!
This big night, just when their club needs them most.
Come on, Niels! No, because the top of the stadium, which the top tier, that's never. They don't sell that. They don't sell tickets for it. It's only for away fans. Yeah, but they haven't since they've been going down the leagues. Yeah, and most of them are going to be Wednesday because it's because they don't allow a bigger. They don't usually pack out the away end because they don't give it all to the away the away team. Then we give the top section of the away stand, and the bottom section goes to the home.
45,000 tickets have been sold. Yeah, it's absolutely incredible.
So you got a 30,000 seater stadium. You got a 30,000 seater stadium there. All of it's not full. You've got literally nearly an empty top tier with only 2,000 of it filled up with Wednesday supporters. Could have made the atmosphere good if you filled it half, give them half of that. That would have been some atmosphere. Come on.
Suddenly this place turns a little bit hostile with the ball in possession of Sheffield Wednesday. 2000 Wednesday.
Don't bottle it like the last time you're in the playoffs when you had one game away from the Premier League and bottled it to Hull.
30,000 tickets have been sold for the second leg. Off the head of Onai. Stewart looking to get involved again for Sunderland. Off the head of Story. Corey Evans. Sam Hutchinson.
That's their main player. That's all they're just going to lob the ball up to every time.
Yeah, maybe the first 10-15 minutes will be a little bit frantic.
Sam Hutchinson.
It's extraordinary. There's bound to be a few nerves. The game just needs to settle. That's Palmer.
Yeah.
Starting in place of Jack Hunt, who is on the bench for Sheffield Wednesday.
Yep.
There's Byers, who's had a good campaign for Wednesday since making the stretch to Hillsborough 9.
Free kick, well done. You're trying to go through Barry Bannon like it was nothing. You can't do that.
Bannon was available for the game. He's their talisman. He certainly plays the ball, but playing the ball isn't a defence necessarily. If you can through the man as well, can be a little bit reckless. I'm sure that's what the referee's saying. Just calm down. I think that challenge really is because of the atmosphere the game's been played in.
Wow. Second and third for goals scored in 15 minutes or more, less. Jesus Christ. That's a ball. Go on. Oh.
Into a decent area.
Unlucky, Gregory. Unlucky.
from a set piece. Holly Dean getting his head on it, but Wednesday can be prolific from these kind of positions. Yeah, they're just looking for that second ball. The ball is placed to the far post, nodded back across the 6-yard box.
Just keep
it.
Keep it together. Do not let Sunderland get control of this game.
There's Lyndon Gooch. Stewart closing in on Dean, who's helped out by
Get it out. Well done.
Ross Stewart's been prolific this season, 24 goals, but he's not just a big target man who's only good in the air. He can run the channels, he's quick, he times his forward runs well. A very tidy touch.
Just don't give him any space for them to run for the defence, or you're going to get crucified.
He scored that hat-trick back in December. At the Stadium of Light when Sunderland battered Sheffield Wednesday 5-0. Started all 46 league games this season. Ross Stewart, the most he started.
Oh, get it out. Get it out. Well done.
The first save from Bailey Peacock Farrell. Well, he's so disappointed, Roberts. He makes a brilliant run. He expects Stewart to win.
Who do you guys think is going to win the League One playoff first? Like Sunderland at 60%, Wednesday at 20%, and draw at 20%.
It's a really poor finish after doing so much good work.
Because I thought this voting would be quite close, because you might think it might take one goal in it.
On a night like this, a game like this, at a stadium which is packed like this, it's so important that Roberts does support Stewart. We see Pritchard do that.
And the main thing that I think is going to do a factor would be who's going to get sent off first. Because it looks like some meaty challenges might be in this game.
That's Clark. Barry Bannon. Danny Bart winning that duel for Sunderland. And then Sunderland winning the free kick.
But that was never a free kick, ref.
He arrived in February. And one of the reasons the Sunderland hierarchy appointed Alex Neil was because he's a straight talker. He doesn't listen to the outside noise. He'll focus
Wow,
on the
my
football.
cousin already going on the piss. While watching this, get on there, get in there.
A back five, which he doesn't particularly like to play too
Stella's
often.
not a bad drink.
He felt that was the best way of plugging the gaps. And right now, he's averaging 2 points a game.
Yeah, because
15 games.
for what my cousin was saying, Wednesday weren't happy with the allocation they got given. They didn't. No, they didn't get given enough tickets. They're saying there wasn't enough. They only got given 2,000, and that's for a playoff. So it's usually the section behind one of the goals. They've just got that bit up there. That's all they've got, which usually you get during the league season. But one thing we can say is we always got to remember Fleetwood Town. They weren't at their best and they ended up winning. So anything can happen like that. You cannot be at your best and still win a game.
The football world cave in a year ago as they were sent packing from the championship with Darren Moore.
They were sent packing because of something that was out of their control.
In the summer, as far as the squad was concerned, bringing in more experience, and bridges had to be built between the club and the supporters, and he and the players have done just that.
Come on.
Top 6 was the target, and the target has been achieved.
But if you just played that slightly a bit better, you would have got promoted. Because you were not only about like 2 or 3 wins off promoted spots as well, so that's unlucky. Don't give him a chance.
Now Lyndon Gooch as Sunderland tiptoe forward. Gooch looking to
get it out.
The ammunition for Stewart in the middle. Pritchard was setting himself. Morahino was back. Goal side for Sheffield Wednesday.
Nope.
There's Pritchard again.
I definitely know that. He scored about a hat-trick against Wednesday when they won at home 5-0 against them. I remember that.
Experienced Danny Bart, who won promotion with Sheffield Wednesday just over a decade ago, tidying up for Sunderland.
But he's going. My cousin's going to the home leg on Monday. He just says that's going to be a sellout for that game in minutes.
So he'll know plenty about the Sheffield Wednesday centre-back.
Yeah, mates. Yeah, so I'm. Yeah, I can still watch it because I got Now TV on my phone, so I can have it on in the background on my phone, just to watch the game.
Pritchard. Sunderland believe there's a different feel about coming into the playoffs this particular time because
there is no different feeling. You want to do better in the actual season. You don't want to do it in the playoffs. I've had Sunderland.
One of the last 15 games have Sunderland, and that was against MK Dons back in February.
Both these sides are really evenly matched, even in terms of their form. As you mentioned there, Sunderland, Sheffield Wednesday as well, just one defeat in their last 11 games. So,
geez, so one team's going to have to lose one of their records.
Just whether they can get the tie one, hard to pick a winner.
Hutchinson. There's Johnson.
Oh. Should do better with that band. Should have got control of that ball better.
Pritchard rolled into Roberts.
Do not give the ball to Stewart.
Patrick Roberts on the move for Sunderland. Great challenge from Hutchinson.
Alex Pritchard doing exactly what Alex Neil wants from him, playing on the half turn, in the half space, and playing forward as quickly as he possibly can. Roberts knows the ball's coming, but Hutchinson, this is brilliant defending. Concentrates on the ball, stays on his feet, times the challenge perfectly. That's the defensive basics.
Well, Wednesday have had a few problems defending set pieces this season. Something they've been constantly working on to fix. But this could be a test. Danny Bart lingering at the far post, and the referee comes across to have a word. Patrick Roberts and Massimo Luongo as the battle is picked up.
Jordan Story's trying to get as close to Danny Bart as he can, but Luke O'Riordan's in the way.
Pritchard preparing to take the corner on this side of the pitch. Gregory keeping a watch on Bailey Wright. A lot of man-to-man marking going on inside the Wednesday box.
Is anyone actually looking at the ball?
Pritchard is. Here he comes.
Come on, to just defend.
Hits it deep as well. Towards the head of Danny Bart. He goes behind for another Sunderland corner.
Yeah, Bart is the obvious target, but you don't want the ball going that far past the far post, which is impossible for Bart to score from there. All he can do is really keep it alive.
Now that's a crowd scene. Sirkin in front of Stewart. Dean trying to get to Stewart. And the referee trying to keep an eye on it all, as are his assistants. They all break now.
I thought he got to that header. I thought he got to that.
Goes behind this time for a goal kick as again Danny Barton or Stewart look to cause problems.
There's a space at the near post. The ball seems to actually bounce just in front of Danny Bart, who is possibly just ahead of the ball. Doesn't see it, and too late. And he can't.
Wednesday, you need to book your ideas up.
He's well to get away from his man. He's just ahead of Story.
They need to book their ideas up.
With the paces on the ball, could have taken it in.
I don't think they've got into they've not started the game well.
Bailey, Peacock Farrell opting to go long rather than play out from
Oh my God, you just kicked the ball out of play. What a stupid idiot.
Out from the back. It's important to the...
You're a goalkeeper, you don't kick it out of play, you kick it towards a player in blue, you absolute pillock.
And he's done that this season.
He was frantic for the first 5 minutes or so, but Sunderland just started.
And supposedly you're an ex-Premier League player, you don't show Premier League quality by kicking balls out of play.
The game is definitely settling.
Peacock Farrell's an ex-Premier League player because his previous club was Burnley.
Bailey Wright finding Lindengoose.
Peacock Farrell. Yeah, see, that guy, you expect Barry Bannon to hardly make a mistake, because how experienced he is. Go full! And Berahino, you shouldn't be there, you should be actually up front with Gregory. Sounds like Sunderland and Wednesday don't get along, even though they're so far from each other geographically.
Yeah, for me, that came from the fans that I actually was playing for, not against.
You can vouch for that.
Come on.
Wednesday just trying to take the sting out of the crowd and the fervent atmosphere here.
That's a ball.
Berahino's in the middle.
Oh, Berahino. What was that for a shit ball?
It's not going to be easy for Berahino and Gregory. Not the biggest of strikers. You know,
If you guys have any questions in the chat, like, sub and subscribe if you are new. That means to other people if anybody else joins. You want to put any questions in?
Reunited with Darren Moore, who we worked with at West Bromwich Albion.
Another example there, long forward ball over the head of Berahino. He's never going to be able to win that header up against Bailey Wright, so Wednesday have to be brave, get it on the floor, get it into the feet of their two strikers, or get them into space behind those big defenders.
Because both Gregory and Berahino are not good. From what I've been seeing from their goals, they don't tend to score a lot with their head. They're very good on feet, so get it to their feet.
They're in a really positive position there. It's just a really poor blind passing field there, just gives possession back to Sunderland. They should be doing better when their wing backs are so high up the pitch in possession.
Just do not let them get the ball up to Stewart, or you'll be in trouble. Yeah, because they've got the speed on them.
There's Gooch. Sunderland have been condemned to 4 years in the third tier of English football. For them to fall this far was unthinkable. For them to still be here is unthinkable.
It's unthinkable for both teams to be in League One. I never thought we'd seen both of them in League One.
There's Berahino.
Go on, Berahino. That's a foul, ref.
He has been putting the hours in the gym under the instruction of Darren Moore. Looking to reignite his career in the English game.
He's a bit lucky there, he just actually slipped, but that was better. He'd get the ball down at his feet up against Bart rather than a challenge for the ball in the air.
There's Gooch. 09. Now Corey Evans to Dennis Serkin, who looks to be playing at left back for Sunderland. Looks like a flat back four from Sunderland here tonight.
That's not a foul, ref.
Pritchard takes the hit.
He's gone down too easily.
Occasions like this, the challenges are bound to fly in. Just it's a slight touch on him. Pritchard goes down.
He gets the ball, ref.
He kids the referee there, but it's a free kick in a dangerous position. Wednesday not happy, but they're going to defend it.
Well, they've asked a couple of questions so far from set pieces. Stewart waiting on this side of the box. Danny Bart in the mix, so 9's in there again.
Wednesday clearly looking to keep Sunderland out of the penalty area. Just whether they stay together. If they do drop, which you normally would do from this position, do you all stay together? Try and catch the Sunderland players offside.
The signal from Pritchard.
Just get it out.
It's ricocheting around, and then it was was Evans who fancied his chances. Back in by Gooch, looking to tempt the pick-up Farrell.
Oh, pick up Farrell. Stop complaining.
Was claiming a shirt was being pulled.
That was a really poor ball in. It was just catching practice for Peacock Farrell.
You've got hold of his shirt, he's got hold of your shirt, so stop complaining.
The man there, you see, he has got a hold of his arm, pulling his shirt. Why would you do that when you know your goalkeeper's going to collect a fairly aimless forward ball? So risky.
There's Danny Bart. Now Bailey Wright. Looking to pick out Patrick Roberts in behind Hutchinson as they look to try and exploit that space.
Good header. Berahino should be more physical.
And that's exactly where Roberts wants to be, in between Marvin Johnson, the left wing back, and Sam Hutchinson, the centre half. He wants to really drag Hutchinson out of position from that solid central defensive three that Wednesday wants to keep intact.
Berahino the target, that's 09. Sirkin.
Good header.
He's just back from a calf injury. Kenneth Sirkin signed from Tottenham.
Bugger off, they signed someone from Spurs.
Lower the age of their squad this season. The idea was to lower the average age, play a bit more football and win promotion. A big ask in League One, which has been so competitive at the top end. Amazing to think that Plymouth missed out, having garnered 80-odd points. Missed out on the playoffs.
It's funny how Plymouth missed out and they spent half of the season literally top of the league.
Palmer doing the defending for Sheffield Wednesday.
Just don't let Sunderland get into any rhythm.
All the Sunderland players are playing set positions apart from Max Pritchard, who's given licence freedom to roam where he wants to do, try and get in between the Wednesday lines, get on the ball. We've seen him do that already. Always positive when he gets it to him.
Go on, Gregory. That's a foul, ref. He went cold blood. He went for blood there.
Doesn't mess about.
It's not been an easy start to the game for Berahino and Gregory. Hardly had a touch of the ball between them.
Because Wednesday can't even get a hold of the ball.
Here comes this last 8 games for Lee Gregory, which have been priceless for Sheffield Wednesday to get them into the playoffs. His big pal, Jamie Vardy, a Sheffield Wednesday fan. To play alongside each other at Halifax. Pritchard, the touch from Marvin Johnson.
That's a good challenge.
Luongo, here he is again.
Go on,
Barry
Brandon.
being hunted down by Lyndon Gooch.
Oh, that's a shocking header.
That's 09 stepping in.
Luongo, such an important player for Sheffield Wednesday. That holding role he plays in central midfield, it frees up Bannon and Byers to break forward. He has to do a lot of defending so far, so the three of them do play alongside each other, but when they win the ball back, he'll sit deepest and the other two will step on.
Well, that's why Barry Bannon is hopeful that Massimo Luongo will stay at Sheffield Wednesday, because he does give Barry Bannon more freedom to do what he wants to do. Involved again, but offside against Sheffield Wednesday.
It's just outstanding this season, Barry Bannon, in the League One team of the season, the Sheffield Wednesday Player of the Year for this season as well. 21 goal involvements. So he does everything. He scores goals, spectacular ones at that, and creates as well. It's an all-round brilliant attacking player.
Yeah, he felt he failed the club last season with the relegation, which happened to Wednesday. He wanted to stick around to right the wrongs of that campaign. I'm sure he could easily have walked away. There would have been any number of clubs willing to take him on, but he felt the responsibility of getting Wednesday back.
Gooch moved away from Bannon, but Bannon has it now. Danny Bart. That's Gregory. There's Corey Evans, who's been a pivotal figure under Alex Neil since he took over in February. It should bounce through to his Northern Ireland colleague, Bailey Peacock-Farrell. With the foul. Two former Stoke City players colliding.
You're right about the Sunderland setup here. They're looking to get Jack Clark as high up the pitch on the left-hand side as they possibly can do. He has played as a wing-back. They could easily switch to that formation, but pretty clearly want to play a back four and get him higher up the pitch, but they struggle really to get on the ball and influence the game as yet.
To move away from what Alex Neil has been doing recently when he's been playing that back three, back five system. Sheffield Wednesday finished 1 point ahead of Sunderland, which is why they will have the home advantage in the second leg on Monday. Pritchard. That story. Palmer. Lee Gregory's pulled away to this side of the box. It's comfortable for Anthony Patterson.
His movement is good, he gets into space, he's looking to pick out his strike partner Berardino, he's not looking to score. His intention is to
another shiny ball
box for Berardino to get onto. Just a poor header.
Bailey Peacock-Farrell holds his hands out as if to say, I'm looking for an option. That's right. Rising with Gregory, Berahino.
That's good. Oh, the touch. God's sake.
For Sheffield Wednesday. And stay down as Lee Gregory is slowly getting back to his feet now. That's Evans. This is Pritchard, who played under Alex Neil at Norwich. Those two reunited at the Stadium of Light.
Stop doing shit balls.
Anthony Patterson taking a touch. 21-year-old from North Shields on goal for Sunderland tonight. His league debut back in August, he has taken his chance. Having been given the opportunity to win that #1 spot as Anthony Patterson. Gregory trying to get the better of Danny Bart. Gregory clattered into by Corey Evans. The advantage has been played. Bias. There's Story. Now Hutchinson. Maybe right with eyes on that and gets ahead on it. Now Lyndon Gooch. Showing his versatility in recent times.
Lyndon Gooch playing as a right wing back or left wing back. Can play further forward up the pitch as well, and is desperate to take Sunderland back to the Championship. Johnson.
Sunderland have that versatility with Luke Ryan as well. He's played, he is today in central midfield. He's played as a wing back. He's played as a centre half in a back three. Having players, a number of players who can play a variety of positions is vital if you to be successful over the course of a long season.
Yeah, no one's versatility can compare to Callum Patterson, though, who's on the Sheffield Wednesday bench.
What does he say he is, Callum Patterson? When he asks me, what position do you play? What position don't I play? Apart from goalkeeper, maybe.
Sure is keen to give that one a go.
Can he be too versatile, I wonder?
There he is, Callum Patterson, a man for all positions on the Wednesday bench here tonight.
Side with Liam Palmer. The problem for Marvin Johnson, the left wing back, is that Patrick Roberts is staying high up the pitch. And that's really pinning Marvin Johnson in, so he can't get forward as much down the left as Palmer does down the right.
That's Byers. Then right. There's Corey Evans. Johnson has picked out.
That's a foul, ref.
Luongo, who was driving forward. Thought he was fouled. And a throw-in has been given the way of Sunderland as the two Australians were in combat there.
And you can see where the Sunderland players aren't happy because Luongo clearly just chucks himself to the deck. There's absolutely no contact on him.
And sorry for my French, but fuck off! Is that guy Australian with a name called Luongo? That does not sound like an Australian name if I ever seen one.
Stewart looking to try and get involved.
The name sounds more African or Asian.
As I mentioned earlier, it's the most
yeah.
that Ross Stewart has played in the season, this campaign.
But it turns out both of him and Gooch are both national teammates, which is odd to believe.
I did feel that a few of his players were fatigued, both mentally and physically, when he first arrived on the scene here.
Nah, the guy has to be an opportunity to play for Argentina or something, because it looks stupid if he's not, and you got a team, and your first name is Massimo. That sounds very South American. Luongo, you had a youth career at Spurs and you didn't achieve anything. Wow. Shows why you've gone a bit downhill and gone to League One.
There's a decent ball in, but there's only Ross Stewart in the box. Surely someone would have to commit a couple more into the box to give him a couple more targets.
Ah. So he's eligible to play for three nations: Australia, Italy, and Indonesia.
Sunderland without Nathan Broadhead being fit to partner Ross Stewart,
so basically he's partly high time. So he's an Italian. Show you Italian flair there in Massimo Luongo. The Italians have somehow got flair.
He's really shouldered that goal-scoring burden. There's a big miss for them tonight, but possibly available on Monday.
There's Sirkin. Palmer picks up for Sheffield Wednesday.
Just keep running with it.
Gregory and Berahino to his
just
left.
put it in the box. No, that's a foul, ref.
Side of Berahino.
Fuck off, that's a foul.
Palmer thought he was caught as he was delivering the ball.
On FIFA that would be a foul, because it's always a foul if you do that challenge on FIFA.
Reading the forward pass in the first place and then running 50, 60 yards up the pitch.
When you run and you cross the ball and you get caught afterwards, it's always a free kick on FIFA.
He plays the ball in, it is taken out. There's
the free kick isn't given Wednesday's way there.
He's still making his point, is Liam Palmer. There's another centre-back in management who likes his teams to play out from the back, just like Dean Smith and Russell Martin. As Darren Morey has that clear way of playing, albeit he doesn't always stick to it. Lets his players make decisions that if they think it's not on, then they don't have to do it.
He is fortunate. You look at Hutchinson and Harley Dean, Jordan Story. He's got good ball players, but he's got solid defenders as well. So whatever happens in a game, if you have the ball in your goal, you can really rely on those three.
That's Luongo. We did see Darren Moore stick to that style when he was in charge of West Bromwich Albion, and Albion played themselves into trouble on many occasions during his tenure there.
As expected, it's really tight opening half an hour or so. That early opportunity for Patrick Roberts, probably the clearest sight of goal at either side as well.
That's Gooch. Patrick Roberts. Gooch again. Harley Dean across on the cover.
That's exactly what Sunderland want. Patrick Roberts.
I would love to know if there's any other team in the world that has a day of the week as their club name. That'd just be unique if it's just this is the only team name in the world which has a day of the week in it. Is it going to be like there's going to be like a Thursday or a Friday or a Saturday? Yeah, that's what I keep thinking. Is this? It actually would be a good trivia question. Can you name any other teams with the day of the weekend? That'd be actually quite fun. It's only Sheffield Wednesday. I don't think it's going to be like a Thursday or a Monday.
Johnson for company. Forward by Bailey Wright. That's Stewart.
Yeah.
Now Patrick Roberts with a chance to drive at Sheffield Wednesday. Clark arriving in the box. Stewart just outside the box. Here he is.
Don't shoot! Way well wide.
Who holds his head.
It's not easy for Sunderland. They can't really get in behind the Wednesday defence. They're going across the face of them. And when you do that, invariably you're going to have 4 or 5 blue and white shirts in front of you to try and get past. They get in your eye line, make it very difficult for you as the ball comes across. And once Story steps out, he's a giant as well. It's difficult for Corey Evans to really concentrate on striking it cleanly, hitting the target. Not easy.
Hutchinson. Evans trying to pick out Jack Clark. Clark will chase after this, and he's in a race with Story. And Story takes care of business. Corey Evans. Luke O'Nien.
Oh. So there's Sheffield Wednesday and there's also a team in Wales called Abergavenny Thursdays.
Hutchinson sliding in.
That's a foul ref. Thank you. Thank you for giving them something for once.
It is a nervy night at the Stadium of Light. 2 giants trying to escape League One. Talking of nerves,
The final day of the championship. Will Luton Town hold on to their playoff place? They face Reading tomorrow.
I'm just imagining that if Luton were in, I'm just imagining Luton Town in the Premier League. That would be an absolute story.
Final day. Who will win the title? Chelsea against Manchester United, Sunday 11. Sky Sports Football. You can watch that game.
Yeah, just have to beat Man United and they get the title. Well, that's all they have to do.
Wednesday moving up the gears. Gregory getting across his man.
Because most of the season, who's been top of the league? Arsenal.
Whether Gregory's trying to take this on first time or
It's
control it out in front of him. To take the shot on with his second touch.
Yeah, something bad happened.
He just skims off the surface and gets away from it.
Stewart was trying to get in behind Harley.
Yeah, because
but no way through.
Yeah, because all the Challenge Cup semi-finals are all at Ellen Road.
Luongo. There's Byers. Luongo's continued his run forward. He's found a pocket of space.
Go on, cross it in!
Post.
Oh!
Gregory and Patterson gets to it. The quick release. There's Patrick Roberts. Faced by Barry Bannon.
Yeah, tomorrow will be stressed with Chesterfield hopefully getting the result, and then you got Sheffield Eagles maybe getting something, but we'll get absolutely handed our arse.
He's got Roberts backing him up. Gooch, 2 against 2. Lyndon Gooch trying to shake off Barry Bannon. Deflects off him.
Ooh.
To be dealt with by Bailey.
Well done, keeper.
There's no way you can collect this when it's dropping underneath your crossbar. You've got to just help it on its way. It's not what you want to do. Give away a cheap corner. When the ball's dipping like this, takes a deflection. And that's dropping in. It's nice and alive. That's all you can be. As a goalkeeper, the cross is coming beyond your toes. Expect anything.
But once again, they are gathered in and around the penalty spot. Fired in by Pritchard.
Whoa!
Pritchard. Although it's Byers who's down here, touching his head, which means the referee did have to stop play.
I bet that's going to be late.
Barton looks to attack this. He just checks his run and then comes back across. And it is a bit of a nasty collision. Of course, the referee, if he fears it's a head injury, he's got to stop the game.
Clever.
Byers is okay to continue. The Sunderland players lurking in and around the box. The ball will be dropped to Alex Pritchard. Barry Bannon lingering.
Yeah, but then you got us. We're on Wednesday.
Lyndon Gooch moves away from Barahino.
Against Leeds, which... Out! Get out! Out! Well blocked.
Sheffield Wednesday just about standing their ground. Cirkin and Clark involved. Now Barahino trying to keep Clark at arm's length.
Oh, Berahino, you got to push the ball again. That's not a foul. That's never a foul. Stop being a bias gate.
It's a goal inside the stadium of life.
Yeah, the game just comes to life. It just takes a couple of challenges to get the crowd on their feet again. Defending here, Basher and Harley Dean. Stewart takes that first touch. He closes him down. He closes the distance between himself and the striker. That's experienced defending. And they're brave again when the ball breaks to Clark. Berahino it is, throwing himself in the line of fire. All hands to the punch defensively for Wednesday.
You have some big defending happening, and it's happening from the striker. It should be defending. It should be defending, not a striker defending.
Stewart again trying to hide behind Cirkin. Peacock Farrell.
Good challenge.
Takes command. A miscue from Cirkin and then a slip from Lyndon Gooch. And he just about bounced back.
Oh, who's Sheffield got tomorrow? Torquay United in the National League. Hopefully we'll win. 12:30 on BT Sports. Hopefully a win.
Everybody who was in front of him out of the way and punched it clear.
But hopefully there'll be a goal in this game. Hopefully it goes away of Sheffield Wednesday.
A couple of mistakes, but he bounced back. At times has been the immovable object in goal for Sheffield Wednesday. Byers.
Oh, what a stupid pass!
Pritchard has lost his balance. And now Johnson for Sheffield Wednesday.
Keep hold of the ball.
We had a frantic start to the half and we're getting a frantic finish to the first 45 minutes.
It's frantic, there's a distinct lack of attacking quality.
Lyndon Gooch. Again looking to deliver across, but too much on it. Palmer will see it behind.
Well, Alex Neil actually changed his formation to try and get Jack Clark higher on the pitch down that left-hand side. You can see down the right is where Sunderland are doing most of their attacking with Gooch and with Roberts. So can Sunderland get on the ball, get it out to Jack Clark to run that Wednesday defence a bit more.
Lee Gregory having a change of shirt. That is the life of a striker.
I will.
And then fans just telling Billy Peacock-Farrell to get a move up.
Come on!
Waste a few more seconds.
Come on!
Sheffield Wednesday can get
Keep it together. Just don't let anything go wrong at the back.
Johnson.
Come on, just keep it together. That's.
Steps across in front of Marvin Johnson. Lee Gregory is still being patched.
I will watch. We got Wrexham Sunday. If we win, we know what that means. Yeah. But if Wrexham win, you know what that means. It means game on the final day. Game on.
Quality in the final third. Both sides need to show more composure to open the scoring.
Johnson's cross.
That's the ball.
Post. Gregory is back on the pitch without.
Just hold out to half time. Just hold out.
And we'll have one additional minute.
Ah!
Make a nuisance of himself. It was good defending by Bailey Wright.
Get rid.
Hutchinson looking to cover the ground and Stewart's beaten to it. Is this the moment? Stewart!
Oh my God! Rising up! They're shite! They can't do the yo-yo club! Their fan base is deluded, oh! And West Ham more successful than you, so you can shut up, you cunts! Sam Hutchinson, that shows why Chelsea released you, because you're a dickhead and you're shit!
Stewart will close you down, he'll cause you problems. He's chasing a lost cause. The centre half should be dealing with this. He skips off the surface, he gets his body position all wrong. He gets a little bit of good fortune with Sunderland striker, but he really makes it happen. And it puts Hutchinson under a bit of pressure. You see, he actually runs past the ball. The Wednesday centre half, it's a right mess of it. Peacock-Farrell tries to stay up as long as possible. You know, he could have maybe saved that, could have collected it. The Sunderland don't care, they get the break of the ball, they get the first goal in the game. That is huge.
He's been doing it for most of the season, and Ross Stewart with his biggest goal yet for Sunderland. Even Alex Neil was finishing it off.
It's a lot easier to finish from the technical area.
Ridiculous.
He knows and the crowd know how important that opening goal is.
Ridiculous.
Well, that's for Sam Hutchinson. He's been such a big player for Sheffield Wednesday down the years. Caught out there, and he was punished. Ross
Stewart, who was turned down by clubs in Scotland, went back to junior football there, which is semi-pro football. Albion Rovers signed him. And ultimately, Sunderland brought him here from Ross County. He's nicknamed the Loch Ness Drogba.
You have to give him a lot of credit because he's hardly had a sniff in this first half, but he chased the lost goals and he got his reward.
Sunderland had the edge at the break. Ross Stewart.
Half time. Wednesday 0, Sunderland 1.
It's what he's been doing all season. A night of nerves at the Stadium of Light. But Sunderland have the edge at the break. They lead Sheffield Wednesday by a goal to nil.
For me, this is the point because they could have just held it out for like literally 60 seconds and they would have been going into the break 0-0. So it's Sam Hutchinson's fault because he literally ran past the ball. As a defender, you know you never run past the ball because you then know you're going to just lead the keeper one-on-one, and that's what he did. But the keeper did the right thing. He tried to stay up as much as he could to make it harder for the keeper for him to shoot. But it was just a mistake of his defender that meant he had to go down. So if they lose the first leg, it's more or less that Hutchinson's going to be the reason why they don't gain anything from this. Because it's a stupid error. It should learn. You've played in the Premier League. You should know from experience. Especially when he was in the Champions League winning team. You know, if you did that, Di Matteo would have had him around the throat and said, "Why did you do that, you idiot?" Or you would even have John Terry giving you absolute stick saying why you did that. Oh, just let me do. Oh, looks all right. The only one that deserves blame because he made an error is Hutchinson. He's the one that did something wrong, put his keeper in trouble, and that's what happens. He literally ran past the ball without taking the ball with him. That is suicide. It's suicidal what he did. The keeper had it. He stayed up as much as he can. He just, when he shot, he went down, but it's just the power of that ball went through his legs, which meant that he had to keep running back to try and stop the player from doing it and couldn't in time. Even Hutchinson tried to get back, but he already did himself over by running past the ball. That was when you knew something was going to happen. If you see that in the Premier League, people would be slating players left, right and centre if that was in the Premier League.
Sunderland strike first against Sheffield Wednesday. Truth be told, they did just shade the first half with shots on target and corners and touches in the opposition box. XG higher for the Owls, but more possession for the Black Cats. And the cracking thing is, Kevin Phillips, we got a goal. Ross Stewart, his 25th of the season. Talk us through it.
Well, it needed a goal, didn't it? 'Cause it's not.
And it was just a shit show from Hutchinson.
I think we thought it would be frantic, 100-mile-an-hour typical playoff games. But when you've got a player up front that works his socks off, can finish in all types, never gives up. Great lesson for any young striker. Never give it up. And here, Hutchinson should just clear his line.
Oh, it's like I've just watched Christensen's back pass against Arsenal all over again. He did the same thing.
He knows he's done it many times this season.
He did the Christensen one, except with him actually putting any power on it, he literally, the ball just didn't move. He just got the ball nicked off of him before he could even pass the ball back to his keeper. And that's the reason why they scored.
Because the classic is a big fella, but my word, is he quick across the ground?
He can move and he never gives up 100% your spot.
Yep, the keeper nearly did enough. Let's see what he did. Yep, it went through his leg. If the keeper had his leg shut, the keeper would have blocked it, and that wouldn't have happened. So the keeper's slightly at fault, but the defender should have done better himself. Yeah, and he's their most experienced because he's played. Yeah.
Perhaps what we saw over the course of the rest of that first half, Kevin, the fact that
the only good look is that ball nearly didn't go in because it hit his leg and it looked like it was going to go out, and he just got there just before he went out, so it was just unlucky.
But it's just one of those games, you know. Yeah, nerves are playing a lot into each other's hands. It's a game of the second half of the calm heads. Get on the ball. You know, it was very, very frantic. It was from back to front very early. It's clear what Sunderland are trying to do. Keep the wing backs back with Robertson, Patrick Clark.
But the difference is, it's going to be hard for them to go to Hillsborough with a 1-0 lead when Wednesday were the top of the form table at home. They've got the best home record in League One for wins at home, so they'd have to do something that not a lot of teams have done and go and beat them at home. Go and beat them at Hillsborough.
Okay, nervy it's been over the course of the first half, but
they'd have to go in.
The man who struck first,
yeah.
Turn of pace, dispossessing Sam Hutchinson. His manager is jumping for joy. There's certainly more to come in the second half from Darren's mob.
I'm glad this game is not FIFA, because for that Hutchinson would be off the pitch and you'd be sacked. No, because it's suicidal. What happens if you did that and that relegated the team, or basically denied you a cup? You would hate yourself for the rest of your life if you did that and it relegated like a club. You're glad, Hutchinson, that wasn't in a playoff final and that cost you it. Because you'd be hated forever and a day and everyone would want you out of the club. Take Hutchinson off, bring on Dunkley, and let him do it, because I think he might do better than that power of shite. He's spot on there. My cousin went and just messaged me because I was saying, what was the keeper doing? He said, it's not the keeper, it's Hutch. Kick it out of play. But you would blame it more on the defender because the defender put the keeper in that position in the first place. All we had to do was just take literally one touch. Hoof it, done. All we had to do. He tried to be clever. He had to be, or what we all say, he had to be a smart ass and think, oh, I can take another touch. I'll take another touch. And then you just get pressured. And then that's what can happen in games. But There's 45 minutes to go. You never know, something can happen. Just take him off, bring on Dunkley, and have a better defence. Because that guy deserves to be benched for that. Yeah, I agree with you on that one. They'll definitely be going for a second. Or bring on the legend, which is Callum Patterson. Hopefully he'll come on and do something. Just take him off and take on Gregory or something like that, because he's been shit. Berrino's been shit. One of them should go off. Go with someone who actually will show a bit of fight. Because on the app, the best player for Wednesday is actually Johnson. Look, he's the only... Yeah, but I'm just saying from their first half performance, he's the only one that's more or less been their best player. That's actually been doing runs, getting crosses in, actually been doing something. The others have all just been a bit laboured, been a bit too lackadaisical. Which you don't want to be in a big game. You've got to show the fight. If you're not careful, they could run away. They could run away with it.
man to get on the ball. It's been so frantic, so congested. And Wednesday haven't really settled and played any composed, confident football. If they can do that, getting him on the ball, they can turn this around.
Reminder that Sunderland are without Nathan Broadhead for this tonight, but he could be back for the second leg. Alex Neil has tweaked the formation, going to a flat back four. Richard with the free kick. Sheffield Wednesday with Barry Bannon passing a fitness test to start this game, having been nursed through training in the week. Going with his usual formation for this playoff semi-final first leg. Gooch. To get out at the start of the second half.
They're pivoting to one half, a positive start from Sunderland.
A second. The busy Luke O'Neill.
Wow.
Corey Evans. Through the gap from Serkin to Pritchard. Serkin went for the return and Pritchard tried to find him. Story stepped across it. Evans. Jack Clark. The ball prized away from him by Byers. Gregory getting the better of Danny Bart, but he's surrounded Gregory. Luongo steps in. There's Saido Berahino. Berahino goes behind for a goal kick despite his protests. It's Bailey Wright, who refused to be outwitted.
Bailey Wright stayed on his feet, commits himself. We'll see who this ball comes off last. Very difficult to tell. Both players appealing for it. The officials are going to stick to their guns.
Well, this is some turnout tonight. Look at that. History made. The highest attendance ever, but an EFL playoff semi-final. 30,000 tickets already sold for the second leg at Hillsborough on Monday. Sunderland have already sold 20,000 season tickets for next season. Which league will they be in? Story. There's Palmer. O'Neill looking to react. This is Pritchard. There's Corey Evans, who missed a chunk of pre-season and picked up injuries at the start of the campaign, but as we mentioned earlier, he's really come to the fore under Alex Neil, who loves the fact that Corey Evans just knows where to be in the midfield area. His positional sense is second to none, according to his manager. Promotion before via the playoffs with Norwich and also with Hamilton. Jack Clark with a chance to run at Palmer. Pritchard drops into space. It's Alex Pritchard!
Fucking hell!
It was almost perfect. Had the intelligence to drop into a pocket of space and then almost produced a blockbuster.
There's really clever players like Jack Clark as well, because he commits a couple of Wednesday defenders and lays the ball off into the space that Pritchard is in. Jack Clark picks this ball up and drives at that Wednesday defence, drives at the penalty area, draws a couple of defenders to it. That opens the space up for
That's
Peacock Farrell is
that.
nowhere near it. 6 inches lower. And that's 2-0 Sunderland.
Not that they're not the highest scoring team at home. It's just they've got the best home form in the league. In the league season, that's all they've been good for. They've not been good away from home. They're rubbish away from home, but they're good at home.
Bannon. Byers once more. Luongo bursting forward.
Yeah.
Just been booked Master
Yeah.
Luongo, but he wasn't about to pull out of that.
He's gonna make him sit back.
They're not careful.
Yeah.
Change the whole complexion of the time.
And what's weird that Sunderland have got the second best home record in the league.
Roberts back to face Johnson again and driving in field. He's found Clark.
So basically, Sunderland, you've got to do something what only two teams have done all season. Defeat Wednesday at home. Number 5 is Sheffield Wednesday, who is...
Drawing defenders, releasing the pass.
Oh, it's Sam Hutchinson. It's just ever since he conceded that goal from his mistake, he's not been the same.
Pritchard is standing over this. Goes towards that far post and it's headed away by Byers, who got to it. There's Berahino.
Just get...
Trying to protect the ball.
But whoever in that Sheffield Wednesday side has made Berahino have to do that is shit, because none of the players went forward. So Berahino had to run back. And he shouldn't be...
Sunderland are swarming all over Wednesday. You know, Berahino's doing his best, but there's no Wednesday player saying, give me the ball, I'll help
Yeah,
you out. We're running away
even commentators said Berahino's only run back because nobody has asked for the ball. So they're all expecting him to do it himself, which is not a good...
Sunderland hunting a second goal here.
Oh, not Josh Windass. Josh Windass has been... Josh Windass has been injured half the season. He's only played half the season.
He's picked up Clark. Lifted in by Clark. And heading over the top. Glorious.
Berahino's alright, it's just...
There's Jack Clark and Pritchard that are causing all the problems for Wednesday. It's a brilliant ball to the far post. It's just maybe slightly behind the circuit. He's pulled off those Wednesday defenders. The ball is maybe...
I think
so
Berahino's an alright player. It's just he gets put into positions and nobody's there to like help him when you need him to do what he needs to do.
The end of the game for Sido Berahino, and on in his place comes Josh Windass. Darren Moore making a switch right at the start of this second half.
And he's their second top goal scorer is Sido Berahino.
Yeah, be interesting to see how high up the pitch Windass plays, because really they need an extra midfielder just to give him a bit of security, get a foothold in the second half, and then if he can get on the ball, get up the pitch, then he can move a bit further forward.
Wow. That just shows how shit Wednesday are. You got Lee Gregory on 16 goals, then second on 9 is Barry Bannon.
He is on and into the action here.
Barry...
For Sunderland as well, they've got to keep their concentration.
Dunkley.
It's a good start. Only 10 minutes of this second half should really...
Darren Moore, you need to put a defender on, and you only got one defender on the bench. But the only... Yeah.
Luongo. Danny Barr, that's Pritchard. That's Clark.
Yeah. Yeah. They've got one defence. Yeah.
They've really got the bit between their teeth, taking
Yeah.
the game to Wednesday.
Looking to use
The-
the energy of the Stadium of Light.
Yeah, wait. Wednesday have only got one defender on the bench and he's a centre back. So bring him on and take off Hutchinson because he's a liability at the moment.
Again, he's got past Johnson. Patrick Roberts. It's Roberts.
So,
Flicks over the top.
jeez. So basically whoever's the wing, the two in front of the right backs or left backs, the two in front, they'll be then coming in to make it into a 5, like we do. So they'll be having to do that. Yeah.
A bit of off the ball stuff in the middle going on.
Oh, so that would mean, yeah, that's just happened. So that means Johnson would then go into the back, would go into the back 5, and the other one would be Palmer. Fuck, you know, you put in two shitters players in defence and they can't defend for Toffee. No. What makes it even worse, Johnson was the reason why Patrick Roberts was allowed to do that run, because he just brushed him off the ball like he wasn't there.
Got to slow Sunderland down.
Well, there was definitely a message there from Darren Moore.
Go into a back 5. We went to a back 5. Do it now. Let's see if they actually do a back 5 or they just go against it.
Just what he said with it, making a 5 yesterday. We know they play a 5.
Or,
But as he's saying, I want you to play a 5 across the midfield. So rather than play
yeah,
the support for Gregory, drop into midfield and help out.
I like that.
The frustrations of a manager
Yeah.
outside of a pitch, surrounded by
It's-
almost 45,000 fans.
Yeah, we're back.
Trying to get that message.
Because I think he's pointed, yeah, because the manager's just pointed to one of his players to go and tell the team that a 5. So he's basically pointing to one of his players to go and tell, yeah, to go and tell the defence you're going into a 5.
He's a calm and centred figure.
And he's quite clever because he's doing it quite close to his chest so that some of the players don't really know that he's doing it. He's literally putting his hand on his chest so they don't really know what's happening.
Switched to a back 4 and Hutchinson's actually stepped into midfield to try and man mark Pritchard. He's having
Yeah.
such a huge effect on the game. So
Yeah, but it's also so they don't see the signals, because then they know that they're going to go and do that before it actually happens first time round. So he's...
Hutchinson is in conversation with the Sheffield Wednesday bench. Now he...
Yeah, but that'll be as soon as they go on the next attack, which... Well, wait. Wednesday, and Darren Moore, you need to bring on at least another striker. Go free up top. You have more of a chance.
you always say to me you need to improve, but pass this message on to say how well everyone else is playing.
Pritchard scooping the ball away.
That means Napoli are fourth. Napoli are fourth.
Pritchard was
Napoli are fourth.
fired up.
They're fourth.
Palmer fires that cross in. Gregory was battling for it.
Napoli are fourth.
Through for Johnson. It was
Napoli are fourth.
what she was doing to defend it.
And Napoli's next game is Torino.
Now Story stepping forward from centre back.
Oh God! And the goal.
Managing to get their foot on the ball. It's been a torrid opening 15 minutes or so, but just a decent bit of possession there.
Ah!
09. The goal scorer, Ross Stewart.
Thank God for that, because he's actually not a bad player, but he's leaving at the end of the season, so I don't really get that one. What?
Circuit.
Thank God for that.
Sail to them and try and play around them.
Go on, Wednesday. Oh.
There's Luongo. Johnson. Finally sent back by Bailey Wright.
It was Josh Wind that stepped forward. There's actually Ross Stewart back, helping his team out defensively with a brilliant
Come
slide.
on.
Hutchinson trying to scurry back as Pritchard picks up the baton for Sunderland. O'Neill. Tempted trouble there, Luke O'Neill. Had to commit the foul, and he's booked.
Wednesday being a bit more positive, stepping onto Sunderland, putting them under a bit more pressure than we saw in the opening 15 minutes or so, but it's just a poor touch. The ball just rolls underneath his studs. Once he gets away from it, he feels he has to lunge in and try and get it back, and that's why he's been really carded. I get the sense that maybe Wednesday have just managed to clear their heads and
No, don't it?
putting pressure on themselves.
Yeah, but the good thing is,
Just one of the last 11 games, Sheffield Wednesday. They were the team with the most wins and points from the final 20 League One games.
yeah, but
Having to hit back.
ah,
Trouble in the end for Patterson.
Juventus, you ain't winning your next.
As he headed that goalwards.
He's not really going to score from this position. He should be heading it back.
Torino
See Gregory there at the near post. He's expecting the header back.
away, but and yeah.
Dean is there again. Corey Evans.
But Juventus
There's Johnson.
and and Juventus have got two difficult games to end their season.
Patterson with a cool head. Gets to it.
Yeah, 'cause they've got Lazio at home and Fiorentina away, and they're both not two easy teams to go and beat. Yeah, 'cause they can't. If Napoli were to win their last two games and Fiorentina and they just drop 2 points, that could just be enough.
Last couple of minutes have started to make it more of a contest.
Pritchard moving up the gears again.
Napoli will win. I have faith.
Intention.
He just needs to put his head down and smash it in. He doesn't just take a second to see what the options are in the box and try and...
Weirdly, the last time Napoli went to Torino last season, we won 2-0.
Bursting onto the scene with Leeds United, Jack
So we know we can.
Spurs felt they had
So we know we can do it.
one of the most
But it
promising
just depends. Can we do it this season?
talents in European football. He's found it difficult though at Tottenham. He's had loan spells at Queen's Park Rangers and Stoke. 21 years of age, Jack Clark.
It's been
Looking to help lead Sunderland.
Napoli have not lost at Torino since 2015.
That look says everything.
So we've got like a good record.
What he was looking for.
And it was when Glick used to play for Torino.
That's where he doesn't really want to be in, and he's never going to get to the ball without fouling the Sunderland man. Wednesday, they're under pressure from open play. The last thing you want to do is give away cheap set pieces
Oh, no wonder we lost that game. They had
on your back line.
fucking hell. They had Martinez. They had Quagliarella. Fucking hell.
Bailey Wright waiting on this side of the box.
Oh, no wonder we had Higuain, the Guzman, handshake, Callejon, and we still lost that game. And that was a good side, that was. And we had Ru Albio in defence. Yeah. And we had Ru Albio, who that guy shows proper passion on the pitch. And he did it against Liverpool with some of his challenges.
Corridor there, wide corridor to play the ball into. Between the Wednesday defenders and Peacock Farrell.
Yeah.
It's a poor delivery, it's easy to clear for the long run.
Who are the next few games we've got? Torino away, Genoa at home, and Spezia away. So you would think next two we faced, we won them, so we can't afford to lose this one.
Wednesday 5-0. Wednesday beat Sunderland 3-0, but the games were closer than the scoreline suggests.
That's not a foul, ref! Referee, stop being biased.
He does really well. He runs from deep, turns Sunderland around, he secures the ball. It's just a clumsy challenge and an opportunity for Wednesday to put some pressure on his goal.
Because you're doing my head in.
I mentioned those two regular season games. Wednesday won 3-0 at Hillsborough, but even in that game, look at the stats from it, the numbers behind it. Actually, Sunderland were the more threatening side.
So basically, Sunderland won 5-0 in the home fixture for them, and Wednesday won 3-0 in the home fixture for them in the same fixture. So they're both good at their own stage, but can't do good against each other when they're the away team.
Sunderland did beat Sheffield Wednesday 5-0 here at the end of December. Top of League One, then manager Lee Johnson was being serenaded by the Sunderland fans, and within a month he'd left the club. On the back of that horrific 6-0 hammering against Bolton. Which haunted Lee Johnson. He did enjoy embracing the pressure of taking charge of this huge club. And now it's in the hands of Alex Neil.
Huge club, Sunderland. You ain't huge. You're just a failure. You always say you're going to get promoted every season, and then you absolutely bottle it. You're worse than Man City. You're bottling the Champions League.
It's Roberts.
Way.
You can only presume that Roberts is going for goal here. There's no obvious targets in the box. Maybe whip that in the far
I thought Patrick Roberts shanked.
He doesn't mean to make the save, he pulls his arms out the way.
Do something, you bunch of twats!
Pritchard has made the run here. Dean doing the defending, but straight to Pritchard. Dean unsettled.
You're showing a disgrace to the colour blue and white. Disgrace.
Another promising position for Sunderland comes to nothing. Harley Dean, the experienced defender like Hutchinson, you're in control. Trying to be a bit.
Harley Dean, go back to Birmingham.
Go out and play, regroup. If you've got any problems with your teammates around you, sort it out while the ball's in the stands. Don't gift it to a player like Pritchard. So who will make it to Wembley for the League One playoff final? You can see MK Dons against Wickham Sunday 6 o'clock. Sky Sports Football, Wickham with the advantage, and the return of this Monday 7:30 on Sky Sports Football. Have so little going forward, they'll be happy with this set piece, an opportunity for the three big centre halves to come and put some pressure on this season. Wednesday have been really dangerous from corners. They scored the most goals in League One from corners.
Boo!
Wait a minute, didn't I just say that? Corner swung in towards Hutchinson, who was beaten to the punch. Liam Palmer.
Go on! Go on! Oh, you fucking ballad twat!
Riddles behind for another Wednesday corner. Uncertainty in that Sunderland penalty area. Hopeful ball pumped into the box. Comes off the surface and turning out the play, turning to safety. Deeper one this time, and it's too deep as it goes beyond.
Oh my god, you had a corner and you just let it go over everyone. What an absolute idiot.
To be better, when you've been under the cosh, you get an opportunity from a set piece. You can't waste it like that.
You can't waste it like that. Windass has just done it.
These two leg ties does come down to psychology. Second leg to come at Hillsborough on Monday. Does Darren Moore gamble, or does he?
Bring on Mendes Langle, bring on comparison, bring on a bit of strength.
What does Sunderland do using the energy of this crowd that they go for more?
Well, Sunderland clearly started this second half hunting more goals. Whether that'll continue for the whole of the half, we'll have to wait and see. But for Wednesday, it's just at the moment keeping Sunderland out.
Story going back to Peacock Farrell.
Wow! Wow! I never thought I'd be seeing that as shocking in the NRL. Penrith Panthers 20, Parramatta Eels 22.
To Dean. Set to leave his parent club Birmingham.
You just inflicted the first defeat on Panthers this season. Yep. And the Rabbitohs yesterday got battered by Brisbane Broncos 32-12. Sharks don't play until Sunday. We play New Zealand Warriors. The same day Sheffield Eagles play Lee. So I could have a double disappointment in that day.
So really, it's just struggling. But Wednesday as a team, they're struggling to get on the ball, so you can't get your best player involved when you start the possession.
I'm involved there, and here he is again.
And Sale, you better beat Racing Club tomorrow on Sunday. I'm not listening to those French twats. Even though we got the worst record of any British team against French clubs in rugby union. So I don't bank on it. And when I say by it's one of the worst, it's literally the worst. Sale, I think I've never won in France. And we're playing in France. So it's a great record, lads. Great. Start playing, you blue and white bastards.
Now Johnson. Hutchinson stayed forward here for Sheffield Wednesday, but Johnson runs.
Oh man. Referee just blow the whistle. Wednesday just that shit, they deserve to lose.
Johnson hunted down by Patrick Roberts. Awkward one for Anthony Patterson. Out on loan to Notts County earlier this season. He was recalled here.
That's a ball. Oh.
Palmer will pick up for Sheffield Wednesday.
That's a foul, ref.
There's Palmer again. It's Pritchard doing the defending this time. Byers. Now Story. Barry Bannon.
That's a ball. Oh, you. Oh, best chance we've had all game, and it has to be a blooming defender that gets on the end of it. Liam Palmer shite.
His back towards Lee Gregory, who's got away from the Sunderland defenders, but because it's slightly too high, he can't control it, can't get his forehead on it, can't head it back across goal.
Well, Darren Moore was heading home there. Better though from Sheffield Wednesday. "14 minutes to play, plus additional time at the end of this first leg. It is tense inside the Stadium of Light. That one goal from Ross Stewart just before the break is separating the two teams. With the visual having to step in between Darren Moore and Alex Neil. What's it look to Whitestone?
Come on, boys, it's a throw-in on the halfway line.
Wednesday looking to threaten again with Johnson. Windass is in the box and Palmer's got forward again.
Oh! Oh, Jamie Gates.
And somehow something got away with it. And once again it was Liam Palmer who was the furthest man forward for Sheffield Wednesday. He's in the mix again here. And Patterson grabs hold of that.
I just wonder whether Jack Clark was just about enough tracking Palmer all the way in. You can see him at the bottom of your screen. He does really well, Jack Clark, to constantly say goal side. Maybe that's what saves Sunderland, because the keeper's completely misjudged it. I think it's Clark who actually gets to the ball ahead of Palmer. Brilliant defending. They certainly have settled after that jittery opening 15-20 minutes to the half. They're getting on the ball and causing some problems now.
Double change is imminent from Sunderland. Looks like Elliot Embleton, one of those who's about to come on. Jay Matete also being readied. Sheffield Wednesday the momentum in terms of play right now. Sunderland with the advantage in terms of goals. One thing Alex Neil has made Sunderland since he came in is hard to beat.
Ah, that's good.
One defeat in 15 games, which was back in February against MK Dons.
That'd be a good result.
Lyndon Gooch wins the free kick. The time for this Sunderland double change.
Yeah, I think for Alex Neil, started the second half really well. They didn't get that second goal. Maybe he's looking just to hold on to what they have. He's taking off. Two of the players that started the half really well for Sunderland going forward.
Yeah, Jack Clark and Alex Pritchard, who's been excellent in this game. He leaves the scene. Now on come Elliot Embleton and Jay Matete.
There doesn't seem to be any obvious injury problems there for Clark and Pritchard. Just Alex Neil looking to shore things up and get through the last 10 minutes, or is there a possibility they've made a mistake here? They want to actually leave Clark on the pitch.
What?
Well, Jack Clark's number did go in to the fourth official, but it looks like it may have been an error. Referee pointing to his watch, saying that he will add this time on, or just showing off his watch. It's Patrick Roberts who is withdrawn, so Jack Clark stays on, Patrick Roberts is off. Elliot Embleton and Jay Matete, the two to come on.
I suppose it would have been a bit surprised to taking off Jack Clark. He did look tired, and it was a great bit of defending up against Liam Palmer when that cross came in. So I can understand why he's staying on.
Jack Clark stated a very persuasive case to Alex Neil as he walked across to his near side. But Clark is on, he stays on. And it's Roberts who's off. Attendance here tonight being read out. So these amazing fans from Sunderland and who follow Sheffield Wednesday, who have made their way here tonight to make history. The biggest ever attendance for an EFL playoff semi-final. 44,000
12,742. There's Clark. Now Matete, who was signed from Fleetwood earlier this season. Gooch. Matete again. Embleton. He got Farrell. We'll get to that. Will this be a cagey final 10 minutes or so, with the second leg to come at Hillsborough on Monday?
Coaches always say that they take these first legs as a standalone game, but this stage of the first leg you do naturally start to think as a coach, as a player, about that second game on Monday.
Johnson. That's Gooch. Stewart, who's had the big moments in this contest so far. Palmer. Barry Bannon hopping into the back line to try and build play from the back. Windass. Palmer again has made the offer on this near side of the pitch. Windass went the other way. Now Story. You can sense the anxiety from the home fans around us as Sheffield Wednesday look to pass the ball around the pitch. Hutchinson stepping forward now. Hutchinson has gone for the return. He's got the return. Hutchinson.
That's a ball.
That's Byers.
You need to get it. You need to get it in the box.
Palmer again as the target.
Go on. Ah.
Hughes getting into really good areas, Liam Palmer.
Just can't bury them.
In his right wing-back position. Luongo. Now Barry Bannon. Bannon again.
They're literally throwing the kitchen sink in now on Wednesday.
Around us. Barry Bannon runs into trouble. O'Neill with the clever touch.
And that's what you want to see from literally any team if they're in this position. Just throw the kitchen sink at it, and if something happens, something happens. At least you've thrown everything at it.
There's a heart on the sleeve, Cardiff Stadium, this one. Right now with Sheffield Wednesday dominating possession. The mood is one of anxiety amongst the home fans.
Oh, don't make it worse for me, please.
Only right, he won the header, trying to get his teammates up the pitch and urging them to get up the pitch. But this is Byers. Danny Bart in the way that time. Evans. Matete.
Please be offside. Please be VAR. Please don't give it.
Matete has emerged with the ball. There's Clark with a chance to drive Sunderland up the pitch. Wednesday have regrouped. Circuit. Danny Bart. There's Gooch. Right, going long. Hutchinson has the answer.
Hey, how about you very shite?
Sunderland looking to try and open up Sheffield Wednesday again here, and it was put behind. And Stewart made inroads, and Sunderland will have a corner. Well, some cannot sit still. This is what the playoffs do.
Sunderland with a slender advantage. They have this corner, and it's hit into an area where there was no red and white striped shirt. Another change imminent from Wednesday. Viseo Deli Bashiro will be coming on shortly.
Oh, see, I bring on a midfielder.
George Byers to make way, so that will be a straight swap. Confirmation of that change. George Byers' night is over. And on comes Deli Bashiro. Younger brother of Tom, Deli Bashiro. Just fresh legs in the key area for Sheffield Wednesday. Design maybe just to see the job through. I think Darren Moore wants the ball back, and now. There's Palmer. Bashiru straight into the action. We're running into Serkin, who stood his ground. This is Clark. Trying to set Stewart away, and he got Farrell with a high position outside.
Oh, you idiot!
Hamilton's on his outside. Stewart!
Oh, thank God.
Didn't punish the Sheffield Wednesday mistake that time. What on earth is Peacock Farrell doing here? That's with them, the goal
Out of all the players in this...
Just put it out of play, smash it back up the pitch.
This...
I'm trying to knock that down to Hutchinson when he's under pressure. Ross Stewart again, as he did with the goal.
How weird it is that their goalkeeper's their most experienced, one of their most experienced players, is a full-fledged international. He's more experienced than most of these players. None of these players play international like he does, but he plays for Shitty Northern Ireland, but that's all you can say. Apart from that, he's a wolf.
Punished by Ross Stewart in the first half, which separates the two teams right now. And the hard running of Stewart made that mistake from Sam Hutchinson. Maybe Peacock Farrell was not punished in the same way. Deli Bashiru. Palmer.
Come on, get in there late, guys, that'd be brilliant.
Windass, no way through. We're heading towards 4 additional minutes at the end of this first leg. There's Windass. Out of play from Serkin. Once again, the Sunderland fans around us. You can hear their frustration. Will it be just the one goal that they take into the second leg when they walk onto Sheffield Wednesday territory? In a regular season game, Serkin just takes that ball down and plays it out from the back. It's just the nerves of the situation. Playing out in time, you just want to get the ball on the pitch and you just panic and slice it out of play. Confirmation of those 4 additional minutes. Well, they've been through it all, these Sunderland fans, in the last few years. The fall from Premier League to third tier, which was unthinkable. The Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship for so long after their relegation from the Premier League, and the Hinchcliffe. Part of it. Let's not talk about that. Now in the third tier themselves as Patterson gets to them. Sunderland change is imminent. I think that Callum Doyle will be coming on shortly. Meanwhile, Sheffield Wednesday have this free kick as the piece of paper is handed to fourth official Dean Whitestone. Neil not happy with something. In the meantime, here's Luongo.
An important block. A really important block. I think it was Danny Barty got to that. There's Deli Bashiru. Palmer with the cross. Wednesday closing in. And Patterson keeps an eye on that as it goes behind.
Corner.
Sheffield Wednesday corner.
Wednesday piling the pressure on Sunderland, standing firm. And their bodies on the line to maintain this lead.
So Callum Doyle is coming on, and it's Jack Clark who will make way this time. And Callum Doyle, a centre-back coming on. Clark is withdrawn as Sunderland look to see this out.
Jack Clark in the first half really struggled to impact the game, but in the second, much bigger contribution.
So 18-year-old Callum Doyle on loan here from Manchester City. He is on. May have work to do right from the off here. He's keeping an eye on Windass. The referee, as Barry Bannon took the corner, has brought play to a halt before he struck it because he's got a battle to keep an eye on. Circa and Gregory appears to be that battle.
It's a great ball in for Bannon, so that he can do it again.
Final minutes of additional time at the Stadium of Light. Bannon launches that ball in, and it's headed away by Danny Bart. There's Barry Bannon again, a check of the watch on the referee. Matete, he's lost out.
That's a good challenge, ref.
But there was a foul, and Sunderland had the free kick, and the referee wants him to take it again as the ball was moving. This is set up for a huge night at Hillsborough on Monday. Just about to
The only thing that's going to help Wednesday, that is their home, is their own form. That's going to be the only reason they get through, will be due to their own form.
Wednesday, the strongest team in League One at home this season, so still very much game on.
And Wednesday have scored in every single home game they have played this season, so they're not short of scoring goals at home.
And it looks like they will take a slender lead to Sheffield Wednesday for the second leg.
If you play like this in the first leg from the off, like they did in the second half, I can see him getting a goal.
Alex Neil saying time is up.
I'll make it even worse with full time whistle about to blow here, and now that.
Whitestone, which would indicate the whistle is coming shortly. Sunderland being serenaded by their loyal fans. Sunderland win round one, but this is not done. This is not over. Hillsborough will decide who
Full time in the League One playoff first leg.
the semi-final
Like, finish Sunderland 1, Sheffield Wednesday 0. Like, subscribe to the notification of the post. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the game in the National League between Chesterfield and Torquay United.